I'm going to be honest, mornings aren't always my favorite. While they can be beautiful with the misty dew of a new sunrise, I'm usually quite angsty in the morning trying to list out the numerous tasks that need to be completed before the day's end. And with my ADD brain, starting tasks can always feel very daunting. And this is especially true when approaching a new art project. So, after my first cup of warm coffee, I usually start with a simple project to get my creative juices moving. It can be a simple abstract piece of art, an easy color mixing chart, or what I will be showing with you today. Basically a simple tracing activity. But why trace on a watercolor paper rather than simply drawing directly onto the paper? For me, the main reason is that I use higher quality watercolor paper, meaning when I transfer a drawing onto my watercolor paper, I want the least amount of damage, indents, or rough patches possible during the drawing process. So in essence, by tracing, I'm basically transferring my final sketch from my sketchbook directly onto my watercolor paper. Basically, when I'm drawing in my sketchbook, I want my sketchbook to allow me to make mistakes and not worry about the surface of the paper. But when I am transferring my drawing onto my watercolor paper, I want my paper to only receive the final drawing. The second benefit of tracing is that I can digitize my sketches and then change the proportions of them on my computer to basically whatever size I desire. So if I want something really, really small, I can print it off very small. Or if I want something really large, I can print it off on my printer very large. And then those drawings can easily be traced onto my watercolor paper. A third benefit to tracing is that, like I said earlier, it can be a warm-up exercise to kind of get those anxiety art jitters out. Personally, I like to think of tracing as basically the warm-up section of an exercise class. It's usually a very easy task, but it basically just gets your body loose and ready to move. Tracing, in my opinion, does the same thing for your mindset when it comes to creating. For me, during the tracing process, I'm usually trying to think of different ways that I could paint the illustration and also what different types of supplies I could use. And finally, benefit number 4, tracing gives me the opportunity to think in color. Instead of using basically a standard gray or black line for my drawing, I instead opt for colors that will closely align with my painting. By using lines that are close in color to what you will be painting, the final illustration will appear more cohesive as a whole, especially when it comes to color hues. And this little trick is an excellent way to basically elevate your art without any extra work. And that's it for my tips this week. I hope to see you next week, and until then, as always y'all, happy painting.